got myself run off from a nice spot I done set all up a few miles back for winter. Ain't the first time I've been run off. Let me tell you about the bunch of Judases what raised me. I was oldest, had a brother and a baby sister. The farm was small, but it weren't sad and all full of ruination in the early days. But I suppose my ma and pa couldn't make a go of it. When things started getting depressed and tight, every damn thing started to fall to pieces. First, they stole from us, money we'd been saving or earned, things they could sell. Then they abandoned my brother, letting him die instead of calling a doctor. Then they sent me on my way, saying they couldn't provide no more, that I was too big for 'em to keep. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories. I usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more. You know, though, I'm sick to death. Gotta trust in the Lord, Quinn, they said as my brother lay dying. My folks too damn prideful to send for a doctor they knew they couldn't pay for. Gotta trust in the Lord, they said, but he didn't provide neither. I never wished for anything more than I wished to keep my brother. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? Whoa, quite a story, stranger. Stranger, I try my best not to think on the past. This ain't my normal state of things, but you see, Cass ain't a very good conversationalist, and it's nice to have someone really listen to my story. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any? What's the use in telling sweet happy tales if in they make you snooze? Love? Well, I took Cass with me when I left. She figured they'd starve her or eat her at the first. I'm in the mood for... Remember that one. A couple good jokes can get you out of a fix sometimes. Brings to mind my home. Grew up riverside in North Louisiana, not the Mississippi, mind, one of its tributes. When I think happy thoughts about that old house, I think about the river 50 yards back from the porch. I think about the muddy bank and how it felt to have your feet sink into that particular kind of muck. I think how that straight new river road they put in reoriented the farm. Front became the back, and we turned our backs on the river. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those. That was a chuckle to be sure, but do you know joy in my life? Mostly I remember Mama. Well, night's over. Didn't understand all your stories, but look, I didn't mean to drag you down with my stories of misery and suffering or whatever, but you're a good listener. That's rare in a person. Look, I'm heading up the road this way. Where are you going? I hope our roads cross again, friend.
This land, and by I'll see them far and long. 'Cause when the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song. This will be my tale, my vagrant song. waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long.
Sorry, friend, but I gotta ask you not to get no closer unless I can see your hands at all times. Look too clean to be one of us. But you don't look like the company sent you neither. Alright, come and share my fire spell. Don't linger. These hills is full of ears. Don't think just 'cause you can't see no one that you're safe. And I'll give you cornbread. Don't be so sure of me neither. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
The edge of summer has turned the ocean choppy and misanthropic, and the skies miserably gray. The boardwalk prophetess lured you into her tent with a promise to before you lie the instruments of her profession. There's tarot cards, Rider-Waite, but also Marseille for traditionalists, rosary beads and costume jewelry, and of course, the centerpiece, a great glass. With practiced theatricality, she goes directly for the crystal ball, letting her eyes unfocus as though she can see a great distance into it. She brings up names, places, asks if you've known someone called John. You'll latch on to what she says, and together you dance towards some insights about your romantic prospects. It's relieving to meet an honest charlatan instead of the ghouls and ghasts of the road. You might even say you're having fun. Your eyes, she says, her voice suddenly drained of the bassy drama that was her stock in trade. You've met him. The words that come out of your mouth are not your own. They seem unwilling or unable to form properly out of a human throat. They're more like snarls, warning noises of a vicious animal. The glass globe shatters. Your vision is hazy, and your body is not your own. You came far to get away from me, the voice lodged inside you says, but this one has a way of wandering. When you come to your senses, you're lying face down on the rough wood of the boardwalk, sore and weak. An empty patch of wood, cleaner than the surrounding planks, is all that remains of the fortune teller's tent. Storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. At the top of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already. Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough.
Well, behave yourself.
After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Oh, we manage. The tall one sits on the sofa, casually wrapping an arm around the other lighthouse keeper.
The quiet suits us just fine.
He needs his quiet time. He's a writer. You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
stones o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long. 'Cause when the night come down for my vagrant song. Well, I'm gonna scrawl my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman come for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much behind to drag me down. Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my wearied back. I'm gonna keep that stride stuck in my soul. 'Cause when my toes burn low and my trains run out of track, I won't be.
Bad luck again, but there's no shame in dying. You still have a job to do, and I'm sure we'll end up seeing. There's so much here. Have you seen the vastness? The fields and the deserts and the lakes and the woods looming mountains feels like two. Death isn't as bad as you thought, maybe. It's not like this for every. Go on your way, seeker. Think about it, and good luck.
One else to dig my hole. Well, I got no companion except the wind and the sea. And when I'm gone empty, they're the ones who'll bury me. Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long. 'Cause when the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song. This will be my tale, my vagrant song.
I'm gonna scrawl my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found.
As you walk along the river near an unfinished bridge, a man with a tool belt catches sight of you. "Hey, over there," he calls out. "You look like you could use a quick way to get some hard-earned money." "Great," he exclaims. "Suppose you'll want a safety belt. We Thunderbird people don't need them. We fly when we fall." You find yourself up high, looking over the rushing river that crashes around the foundation of the bridge. As you ask him to explain. "Practice your peripheral vision, if you dare. Last thing you need up here is for them to see you seeing them and come swooping at you," he says laughingly. You only see the clouds thicken. It sure does pass the time working. The man pays you well when you're done with the job.
Sorry, friend, but I gotta ask you not to get no closer unless I can see your hands at all times. Look too clean to be one of us. You don't look like the company sent you neither. All right, come and share my fire spell. Don't, I'll give you cornbread. Don't be so sure of me neither. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs. You'd be popular at mealtime where I'm from. You'd keep a whole crew glued, I bet. Travel? Well, next time you take a train, take a peek on up at its beating heart. It's black breath. That's just what a mining man looks like inside him. Coal dust, smoke, and fire. See anything exciting out there on the road? Brings me back. There was a time when me and Big Ben could just enjoy exciting stories like this one. Innocent. Dreaming about the future made me a wanted man. But now I'll be glad just to get over the county line at dawn. I need a laugh. Know any good jokes? You got some wit, stranger. Joy, huh? Do you ever hear music in a coal town? Night falls on a Sunday, you hear church singing. Listen for a while, and the cry? Sure enough, it's a cry. Colored folks, harmonicas coming up from one end of it, joining in. Sound of strings from Italy. It's the sound of the workers' choir. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs. Stranger, miners tell me sadder stuff than that every day. What's freedom? When the community decides what it... You mean, when you don't answer to nobody? Just think possible. Anyway, I need something to laugh about. Come on, don't try to cheer me. Love. New woman comes sniffing around. Morning. I gotta get going. Headed up that way. Won't be specific. For my safety and yours. If you want to find me, then do it. Talk again about these things. Coal ain't got no country. No worker neither. Worker ain't Virginian, Christian. Worker is if you're one of them, if you think I sound red, you best come out and say so.